Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Irman Qadri and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about approaches to research based on Judith Bell's book Doing Your Research Project. This is key topic from chapter 1, and by the end of this video I hope you'll have a clearer understanding of the main research approaches you can use for your own project. Okay, and let's begin. Research can be carried out in many different ways. Each approach has its own strengths, weaknesses, and is best suited for particular kinds of problems. Choosing the right one depends on your research questions, the type of information you need, and the context in which you are working. In general, we can distinguish quantitative approaches, which rely on numerical data and structured design, and qualitative approaches, which explores people's perception and experiences using more open and flexible methods. But beyond this distinction, Bell highlights several specific approaches. Action research is practical and problem-focused. It's carried out by practitioners such as teachers, nurses, or managers who want to improve their own practice. The process is cyclical. You identify a problem, act on it, observe the results, and then reflect to improve further. The aim is to bring about real change in practice while also generating useful insight. A case study looks in depth at single case. This could be an individual, an event, or an organization. It allows you to explore problems from multiple angles. And often using interviews, observation, and documents. While critics argue that case studies can always be generalized, they are valuable for producing rich, detailed insight and for generating relatable findings in similar contexts. Surveys collect information from a large number of people using standardized questions. They are useful for describing characteristics, opinions, or behaviors of a population. Surveys can answer questions like what, where, when, and how. However, they are less effective for answering why something happens. Designing a good survey requires careful sampling and well-tested questions. The experimental approach tries to establish cause and effect relationship. For example, researchers may divide participants into control and experimental groups to test the effect of a treatment or program. Experiments can be powerful in showing causality, but in social science they are often complex, time-consuming, and raise ethical challenges. Ethnography comes from anthropology and involves studying people in their natural settings over time. The researcher often participates in the group's daily life in order to understand cultural practices and meanings. Ethnography provides deep insight, but it can be very time-consuming and raises questions about whether one group studied can truly represent others. Grounded theory is about building theory directly from data. Instead of starting with a hypothesis, the researcher collects and analyzes data simultaneously, looking for patterns, categories, and relationships. The theory emerges from the data through constant comparison. This makes grounded theory flexible but also demanding, since analysis continues until no new insights appear. Narrative inquiry uses stories, life history, autobiographies, or personal accounts As a way of collecting and analyzing data, it highlights how people make sense of their experiences. Narratives give voice to participants and can uncover powerful personal insights, but they also present ethical challenges, since participants may share sensitive or deeply personal information. So, which approach should you choose? There's no single best method. Each has its place depending on your research goals, time, and resources. The key is to understand the advantage and limitation of each and then decide which approach aligns best with the questions you want to answer. Okay, thumbs up. Chapter 1 of Doing Your Research Projects introduces 7 key approaches: action research, case studies, survey, experimental style, ethnography, grounded theory, and narrative inquiry. Together, they give us a toolkit for exploring problems in education, health, and the social sciences. That's all for today's video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more educational content, I hope. And thanks for watching. Be kind to one another, and see you in the next video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.